Que fechou, Chico.
Quiet on the set. Quiet, please. First positions, please. Rolling action.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Director's Cut. I am joined here with Bill.
Hello, everybody.
And I'm joined here with Scarlett.
Hi.
And today we're going to talk about, well, it's close to Halloween, and as many of you may or may have not noticed...
Boo.
Yeah, that was scary, Bill. A lot of TV channels or like a lot of Hollywood scary movies start coming out, and we're going to talk about the top 10 scariest movies of all time. So not necessarily only horror, but just movies that were really, really scary.
Is this an official list?
No, it's like kind of my list.
This is Marco's.
It's your list.
This is like
Marco's
my-
So they might not be very scary at all.
Well, I mean, they were scary for me.
Okay.
All right, so let's start with number 10.
Is this the least scary?
Yeah, kind
Okay.
of. Nightmare on Elm Street. Do you remember that one?
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know all about it. Maybe that's
All right.
not
so-
what makes it scary, but it's a popular scary movie.
Well, yeah, it's very old. It's like 1980s. Even Johnny Depp was in the first one, I think.
Really?
I think it's the first or the second one. The first one, Johnny Depp was in it.
I love Johnny Depp.
And so basically, it's about a guy that was killed in a neighborhood because he was like kidnapping children or something like that. And so then he kind of comes back as this burnt creature with like extended knives on his hand that were
Yeah.
like, no. But the thing is that he would kill you in your dreams. So you would be afraid of falling asleep because then that's when he would appear.
And then that's how they confront him too, right?
Right, you have to
the
confront
dream.
him in their dreams, not in the real world.
What?
So
So,
Freddy
he kills you in
Krueger.
his dream?
In your dreams, yeah.
And then
And then
you
you're
die.
actually dead.
And
Yeah,
you die
yeah,
in real
you die
life.
in real life.
I know this because of The Simpsons, actually, from the Halloween episode of The Simpsons.
They did
That's
that?
probably how I know. Maybe every single one of these. We'll see. I don't know the list yet. But yeah.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really make much sense like he's killing you in your dreams, but that's the scary part. It's just like, how does he do it? And the thing is that maybe the movie is kind of cheesy, and if I actually saw it again like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and the effects were really cheesy, but but it's actually is if you think about it, you're like 11 or 12 years old and you're afraid of falling asleep because you might die.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so that's number 10. Number 9 is Poltergeist.
Hey, okay. Yeah,
You remember
I've seen that.
Poltergeist?
I haven't seen that.
That's actually probably one of the scariest movies I ever saw for the same reason, because I think I was only like 5 or I was older than 5. Maybe I was like 6 or 7 when I first saw that. And it was the first scary movie I saw, and it was
It's pretty creepy.
so damn
What's it
scary.
All right, so basically, you know what a poltergeist is, right? It's like
Yeah.
a ghost that you can't really see and moves things in your house.
Yeah, messes around.
This
Yeah.
is like a ghost, yeah.
So basically, that's what the movie's about. There's this house, I think, that was like built over these old
Built over
Indian
an Indian
ruins.
burial ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so like weird things start happening in this house. But it was like really creepy because like I don't know, the girl would walk into her living room the kitchen, and the chairs would be piled up on top of each other on top of the table, and like with the little girl on top.
Whoa.
Because they had a little daughter.
Right.
And
she
then-
was like, she was the one that was in most communication with the poltergeist. Or
Yeah,
from
she
what I
could,
remember,
like,
she
Oh,
see-
the children
she,
can
like,
always
went-
communicate with.
and she went to the other side.
Yeah, and
or
then they had to
something.
rescue her.
And they had,
It was pretty freaky though. It was pretty scary.
I remember something about they threw a tennis ball into the other side.
Yeah, to
With
see
the
where
mess-
they would fall out.
something like that. And this is the only time I ever saw it, when I was like 6 or 7. So I don't remember a lot of these details, but the things I do remember are
scary, yeah.
intensely
How old is the film?
This
It's also quite old.
this film must be like at least 25 years old, 20 years old.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's at
All
least
right.
20 years old.
A more contemporary one, number 8, the film Seven. You ever seen Seven? Brad
I
Pitt.
haven't either.
Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman.
I've already
heard of it. I've
let
never seen it.
I've already let our audience know my views on Brad Pitt, so I'm just gonna sit this one out.
Right. Well, Morgan Freeman's cool though.
I don't have anything against Morgan Freeman.
What have you got
whatsoever.
against Brad Pitt?
I'm not gonna go into it. It's an irrational dislike. Okay.
All right, so basically Seven follows this serial killer who is at each crime scene is sending the message of the 7 capital sins. So like the first one is gluttony, and then like lust. So there's a different message in each murder.
Yeah.
And the movie is kind of twisted the way that he kills people and what he's doing to them, but the ending is really unexpected. It's really, really good.
A twist.
Yeah, because because he does in the end, it's the two last capital sins in one. So it's really, really cool. You got to see it.
Is that the twist?
Yeah, well,
You just gave it away.
That's part of the twist. No,
right,
that's
okay.
part of the twist. All right, number 7, you have to have seen this, and this is like one of the most famous theme songs, Psycho.
No.
No, Norman Bates.
Dang. Oh no, I'm thinking of Jaws. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know when he stabs the girl in the shower.
It's a Hitchcock.
Yeah.
film,
Oh,
It's a
yes, yes,
Hitchcock
yes,
film.
yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
So they're like they've been. You haven't seen it?
It's the same. It's the same way as Nightmare on Elm Street. I feel like I know a lot about
So
it,
heard a lot.
but it's like part of the cultural, lexicon.
But this is like Hitchcock. This is like
yeah.
this
I
is
still
like-
haven't seen it though. I should see. I have seen other Hitchcock, but
Birds?
I've seen The Birds and
Birds is
Vertigo.
Vertigo
that
is
one.
cool too.
Vertigo is quite good.
Well, Psycho, it's been remade like 3 or 4 times, I think.
Right.
But it's really, really
Is that
good.
the one with Jack Nicholson in? No.
No,
No,
that comes later.
Oh, is that
Oh,
on the
sorry.
list?
All
Okay,
right.
good.
Well, Psycho is really good. Number 6 is the movie The Omen with Damien. It's the first movie that actually put the Antichrist in to the movie screen.
Is this an American?
That's not the
film?
one with the little girl that goes backwards down the stairs. is
No,
it?
that's The Exorcist.
No, that's the Exorcist. Okay, no, haven't seen this either.
All right, The Omen is like about the Antichrist coming to Earth, and the Antichrist actually comes in the form of a little boy who is put into the household of this really powerful ambassador. I think it was the American ambassador in Great Britain or something like that. But it's really good and it's really creepy because he's got followers and he's got the 666 in his skull. So that's how they find out that it's the Antichrist, and he's born from a jackal.
Whoa.
I know. You got to see it. You guys have been missing out.
Okay, we'll go see it.
All right, number 5. You have to have seen this one as well. Jaws.
Yes, everyone's seen Jaws.
Yeah, I've seen Jaws.
Oh,
Jaws.
you haven't seen Jaws.
I have seen Jaws. I don't think I've seen all the way through. It was kind of a Saturday.
But that's not scary. I'm sorry.
I've
I
seen
don't
lots
think
of
it's scary.
portions
Okay,
of it
well,
on Saturday afternoons.
It's not really scary, the movie, right? But the next time you go to the beach, you're seriously doubting whether you should get into the water.
right after you watch the movie.
Yeah.
And then the next
Yeah,
time
I
you go to the
suppose.
beach. I hear you.
Yeah, because you're like, what if Jaws is in there and he eats me?
What's going on? What is Jaws at?
Jaws is pretty freaky. Number 4 is Silence of the Lambs.
Yep, seen
Oh
that.
yeah, that's a good one.
All right, so that's more like of a psychological thriller.
Yeah, it's creepy.
It's twisted, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's twisted. Not so much creepy though. Like,
You don't think it was
scary.
creepy?
It's creepy, but not scary.
Put the lotion in the basket.
That's from the movie. I'm not just
Yeah,
being
yeah, that was a quote. It was pretty freaky, but actually, the crazy thing was that I think it did have certain elements of real mass murders, like like Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, were like
Right.
famous American psychos.
right.
All right, the next one, number 3, is one of the goriest films of all time, probably the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Have
Yeah.
you seen that one?
Haven't seen that.
You really picked the
I've
wrong
got the
people to do
DVD.
this
I've got the
episode.
DVD, but I haven't seen it.
You have the
you
DVD?
already
Maybe I'll
have
go
it.
watch
Oh.
it later.
Well, they did a new version.
They remade it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they remade a lot of classic horror movies in the last few years.
Yeah, like better special effects and
Right.
everything.
Right.
It's creepy, it's scary, but there's a lot of blood and gore in
More
this movie.
gruesome and just.
It's very, very gruesome. All right, number 2.
I don't get the appeal of those films, like Saw as well. It's
gory-
just awful.
Well, what
And
about
gory
Saw?
movies.
Saw is
Hostel
like,
and stuff like that? It's just. Ugh.
well, Saw and Hostel, they're like very gory, but
That's it. It's just a gimmick. Like I hate that stuff. I watched Saw and it was like literally the most boring movie I ever saw in my
Were you not
entire life.
scared? I was
No, it's the
scared.
first
No,
one,
no,
and
yeah.
they've already made like another
I know,
6
how
of them
many-
with the
Yeah.
same exact plot, the same
Saw
exact
5,
everything.
Saw 6.
I think the thing about Saw, like what I liked about it is how does this guy come up with these things? Like
Yeah,
the
he's
behind the scenes
imaginative.
things. Like the person that's writing these things up is really creative and kind of twisted.
Or a bit sick.
Can you imagine living with this guy or like being married to him?
He's
like,
probably like the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Just totally
Really?
normal.
yeah, he's
dude.
got
dark.
like
It's just
he's
so
got like
dark.
2 golden
Oh.
No, I'm
retrievers.
sure of it.
lives out, like,
He's
in the-
got to be like the sunniest, happiest dude.
The children and everything.
All right, so number 2 is the one that you were talking about, The Exorcist.
Yay, I know that.
Yeah, I would put that. Yeah, I'd say that's
That
a
is
top
quite
2
scary.
scary
All right,
movie.
so that was 1980s as well. The music was
70s,
creepy.
I believe.
It's maybe
Yeah,
late 70s.
70s.
The music was really creepy.
Oh, very creepy.
And
Everything is really scary about that movie.
well,
Especially that scene where he comes down the
Where
stairs.
She walks down the stairs.
walking
That's I think that's a recent edition. That wasn't in the
Oh,
original
really?
edition. Yeah, they cut it out of the original edition, I think.
well, there was a lot of controversy around this film, right? Because for example, I think there were some elements that like the church really opposed.
Well, because you
Yeah.
know they say the church doesn't do exorcisms anymore.
But-
I'm not Catholic.
And then there's this whole thing about like how a lot of like during filming of the Exorcist, like 2 or 3 people of the cast died.
Really?
Yeah, like a cameraman and then like some other person that like
Ooh.
died.
Ah.
So then
How?
people were
Just-
just like, this is like messing with the unknown.
Yeah,
and it's really
yeah.
creepy.
It's like messing with King Tut's tomb. Man.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a curse.
So
It is terribly scary though.
the part when she throws up was pretty gruesome.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, that part's just kind of funny.
Yeah, I was
Well,
laughing
it's funny
a little bit
because
in that.
now you like see it in that other movie. What was that movie? Scary Movie.
Mm.
Oh,
They make fun of it.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing. It's such a popular and so ingrained in our popular culture.
yeah.
All right, and number
is mine. That's also from the movie. Sure, that's what she says.
Thanks.
and number 1, Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
I'm glad that's your
That's a
number
good
one.
number one. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
it's
with
good,
that.
right?
That's pretty
because
good.
that's a really complete kind of scary movie, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's creepy, has like a open ending, open to interpretation. It's a Stanley Kubrick film too, so it's
Yeah.
shot really
And Jack
beautifully.
Nicholson is really good in
Jack Nicholson is
yeah,
great.
it was really good in there.
Olive oil's in it. I don't. She played olive oil, but she was Danny's mother.
I don't remember what it was. But yeah, I think the freakiest thing about the movie is the scene that's the most popular now is when the kid is on the big wheel on the little tricycle and he's riding around and then he's like he turns on the hallway and he's
Oh,
sees
no.
in
two
the corridor
twins.
bit. Yeah.
The twins,
Like, come with us, come play with
the
us.
British twins. Yeah.
And you're like, what?
It's really creepy.
That is
Scary
really
British
creepy.
twins.
Yeah. If they were American, it wouldn't be nearly.
Yeah, that's why they were British. Because that makes it even.
Really, I thought. I mean, it's not really scary, but the end, the very, very end, where I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, don't give it
away.
I won't give it away. But you guys know what I'm talking about, and that's creepy.
Yeah,
the
it is.
photograph at the very end.
Yeah, that was
Because
really,
that's such an open-ended thing, you know.
it kind
I think that's Kubrick. That's Kubrick's
Yeah.
doing more than Stephen King. Stephen King wrote the original book. I feel like that kind of weird open-endedness.
I'm actually surprised I didn't put any
hallmark of Kubrick.
Stephen King in here.
Well, he did at number 1.
Well, yeah, but like apart from this, he's made some really good ones. Like for example, we were talking about It the other day.
Right.
That was like a 3-hour-long film, which was like it wasn't really made for the cinema. It was like for TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really scary though. It's about a clown, and that's why I'm like one of the
clowns
reasons
are
why
scary
I'm
though, so-
really afraid of clowns.
Yeah.
Can we do an honorable mention for, I guess, just anything that David Lynch does? Do you guys like David Lynch?
Like what?
Mulholland Drive is probably the creepiest David Lynch movie ever. Have you seen it?
No,
Have you seen any
No.
David Lynch movies? Okay.
no.
Give any,
Well, it's
any more
creepy.
examples?
I mean, he did Twin Peaks, the whole series. That's not really a scary anything.
I did put as an
God.
honorable mention. I did put Carrie. That was pretty scary.
Yeah.
you seen Carrie?
That's Stephen,
No,
that's
what? All
Stephen
these
King as
films.
well.
Yeah,
Right?
that is Stephen King. I
She
think.
pours the blood all over the
Yeah,
people.
Carrie is like this. It's really creepy because it's about kind of like
Teenage angst. And
10, but like she has this fanatic mother who's like really Catholic. So there are all these like Catholic elements in there that in the movie they're made really creepy, and then like everyone teases her and like she's like an outcast in high school and she's like really weird, and then they're like in their prom and as a prank they choose her to be like the prom queen, and then when she
Yeah.
comes up on stage they like pour pig's blood all over her.
Nice.
And then that's like the last straw. And apparently she just gets like these weird mental powers and it just like starts creating havoc on the like the entire party and like people start dying. It's really cool.
That sounds awesome.
It is
Yeah.
awesome.
Sounds scary. That's like very liberating. You know?
It is
I always
because
wished I could do that in high school.
throughout the movie you're just like feeling sorry for this girl and you're like, oh God, why are they being so mean to her? And then when she like gets these powers and starts like kicking the crap out of everyone, you're like, yes, revenge. Really, that's like what people want to see, I think.
Totally.
All right, and probably the worst movie of all time, which is like scary movie, is probably Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Oh, that just annoys me with
Jason?
Jason.
Oh, okay.
That one.
Is that with is that with Jamie Lee Curtis?
No, that was
No?
Halloween.
Oh, that annoys me. That film.
Yeah, that was also bad.
Yeah, I'm not a big Jamie Lee Curtis fan.
No.
All right, so those are the top 10 choices. There are a couple of honorable mentions there. So if you haven't seen them, take advantage of the fact that it's Halloween.
Boo.
Go and watch a movie, a scary movie, and yeah, get scared. I don't know why people don't like to get scared.
They do. That's why we have things like scary movies.
No, but like for example, I couldn't do this show with Liliana because she's completely afraid of scary movies because she
Oh,
can't
because she
sleep.
hasn't seen any of them.
No,
She can't even talk about them.
She can't talk about them. She can't watch a scary movie because then she would have nightmares and she can't sleep for a week. Seriously,
Yeah, I've known people with similar afflictions.
really?
Yeah, I think it's like their memories are just
Too vivid or
too
they're-
vivid.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you can just always recall
crazy.
those weird things, those bad images. Images. Just can't let it go.
All right, guys, that's all for today. We'll see you guys next time, and be sure to watch some of these scary flicks. And until next time, bye.
Bye.
Happy Halloween.